Today I'll be showing you the best super powered rumble team in the game. This team boasts insane points and it can beat basically every single team in the game. Obviously there's a few exceptions. You don't want to fight insane teams that have 150 level max characters, but besides that, this team can beat basically anything. But before we get into that, according to YouTube statistics, only 15% of you guys are subscribed. So subscribing is free and it helps the channel a bunch. So if you enjoy my content and you want to see more things like this in the future, then hit that subscribe button down below. And if you enjoy the video, make sure to like as well. But let's get back into the video. Okay, so jumping straight into the first team here of 3, we're going to be fighting a quick driven team with Uti at the start, very intimidating. We'll also be fighting a Dex team with Brook, so very annoying there with that healing, so I wasn't too sure, but we absolutely destroy that team as well. And then finally, I'll be fighting a a slasher team, which usually you'd want to avoid since slashers are quite intimidating. But for this Pirate Rumble season, this team is even better than usual because Psy have defense up buff and also slasher characters have a buff as well. So quite a few units on our team are slasher and they'll be getting that buff. The general idea behind this team is that we are running 4 Rumble characters and then 4 legends. This is the perfect formula for Super Powered Rumble, since you want to be running the most boosted characters as possible, and the only boosted characters are the new Apu as well as all of the Powered Rumble recruits in the game. So you want to make sure you run like all of your 4 Powered Rumble recruits on your team and then 4 other legends, and that's going to be your optimal team build for Super Powered Rumble. So this team obviously follows that structure. We have Strusen on the main lineup, and then Scopper Gaban, Smoothie, and then ideally Rebecca and Toy Soldier on the bench. Unfortunately, I don't have Rebecca, so I'm running Smoker instead. Obviously, Smoker isn't as good as Rebecca and Toy Soldier, so I'll put them at the back of the bench. Strusen is there to buff our characters heavily. Strusen is an amazing character. He doesn't really have much of a replacement. And then we have Kuzan there, giving us insane fixed damage, very good character. Obviously, if you have him high level Lone Break, it's going to be better. We have Yamato there for her amazing passive ability and obviously half-setting the enemies, and then basically almost taking out 2 enemies entirely with a special right at the start of the adventure. Then we have Odin there, who's insane here. He does so much damage to the enemies. And then finally we have what's his face, Eneru, who's gonna buff us nicely with his special and deal some damage to the enemy. So that's gonna be the basic explanation of the team. The bench can be replaced with like other characters that are good with dealing wave clear damage, such as the Dex Sober Mask Powered Rumble recruit. There's also Quick Whitebeard, Groggy monsters could also work. Obviously the Smoker there as well. As I said before, if you do have Rebecca and Toy Soldier, they are a better option. This team should work perfectly fine against any strength team, Dex, Quick. Obviously Dex, you want to be a bit careful because if you have a fully maxed out Dex team with all 8 units, it could be a bit intimidating and you might want to avoid that. But Quick and Strength should be no problem. Obviously you don't want to be fighting Psy unless it's an extremely inferior Psy team. You don't want to be facing a Psy team with a Psy team because there's always the chance you might whiff and they'll get more lucky and they'll beat you. In teams, I'd avoid the stronger ones, but mostly I think you can handle it. And then for slasher teams, you can beat it, obviously. Just make sure you aren't fighting too strong. Basically, just don't for this team entirely. You can beat a lot of teams, but just make sure it isn't facing anything too crazy like 150 max characters. It should be able to handle Cerebral. I'm not too sure about Powerhouse. And yeah, that's basically it. Free Spirit it should be able to handle. I'm not too sure about Fighters either. Fighter and Powerhouse I'm a bit sketchy about, especially if they have Danchin Jaya, which is a very annoying Power Rumble recruit which you want to be avoiding. So that's gonna be it for the video. I don't have much else to talk about. Basically, this team can be used every single season, unless Psy and Free Spirit are heavily debuffed. But most of the cases they aren't. If they don't get any buffs or debuffs, they should work perfectly fine, and this team will be very optimal. And obviously in cases like this where Psy and Slasher or Free Spirit get buffs, then they're going to be extremely optimal to run this team. So that's why I made this video. And also big thanks to Mr. Ginsan from the basically every single OPTC Discord. He's on all of them. He also has a pretty good YouTube channel with very helpful guides, so I'm gonna put that in the description and the pinned comment. So go support him, and also make sure to like and subscribe on this video if you did enjoy. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, I don't have a lot of Rumble videos. I'll probably also have a video up in this Super Powered Rumble about the new slasher team with Dogstorm, Cat Viper, as well as the 6+ Red Hair Pirates. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.